Alright, am I streaming? I can't tell. Hold on. Hi, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon. I'm trying to set up chat really quickly here. So, where is my. Sorry, guys. View your channel. Let's pop up chat. Hey, there it is. Okay, excellent. It's working. There we go. Excellent. There we go. Come on. Got it. Let's go to. I'm going to see how I can grab pictures. Hold on. Remember to guard your privacy. Good morning, everybody. Today is Sunday. I stream every Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I am still new to YouTube, and I was going to show pictures, but when I open up the pictures, it takes out the chat. So I got to figure out another way of doing this. Hold on. We're going to figure this out real quick. Hold on. Yeah, see, I don't want to get rid of. I don't want to go over chat. I have to open a new. I have to open a new page. Hold on. Let's see how we can do this. Come on. Because going through Google Chrome, so if I do that. Anyway, guys, really quickly, this is the Foam Fanatics. For people here on YouTube, if you don't know what the Foam Fanatics is, it's a Facebook group I started some years back. It's 14,000 members and growing. What I'm doing with it's just a great community for if you're new to cosplay and you're starting off and you're like, I don't know really where to start. And I'm starting to realize I'm going to make some basic videos. So I'm working on right now some real simple basic videos of building techniques. I have elaborate videos on complete builds, but I'm going to start making videos just on sort subjects. I'm on cutting, gluing, sanding. Hey, good to see you. Good morning, Becky. Are you awake yet? Yes, I am. I was up really, really early. I was playing a little bit of a video game this morning to kill some time. Misato K, good morning. Hello. Hey, Toyota Echo, good morning, everybody. For you people, I was talking about the Foam Fanatics. It's a Facebook group. I'm going to promote that here today on the live stream. And also, there is a I have a thing on my Evil Ted page, eviltedsmith.com. I have photo albums, and I have one called Fan Photo Friday. And what it is that people submit photos of their complete costumes. So if you built a costume, if my videos inspired you to make a complete costume or getting the foam crafting, by all means, get a nice photograph of your costume and send it to Fan Photo Friday. All you have to do is jump over to eviltedsmith.com. I have a form you can fill out and submit a picture. If you can, make sure it's I'm really big about like really nice pictures. If you can get a full body shot of the picture, I would love it. And if you do, please be sure you add your address. Not your email address, but so much as your address. So what happens when you submit, and if I pick you, I will send you a sticker, and a signed postcard, and a letter saying thank you very much for being a supporter. Because if it wasn't for people like you supporting this channel, I would not be there. And speaking of supporting this channel, people, if you have not hit subscribe yet, please do hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, leave comments below. I'm going to be making more contents on some more basic skill stuff. I got some builds I'm doing right now, but I realize I'm going to make a bunch of shorter videos on how to work with stuff. I was going to show some pictures today, and usually you can just go to Google and grab them, but for some reason, if I do it, it cuts out chat, and I want to see my chat, so I thought I would be able to open their page. It says YouTube pop out. All right, so hold on. There's got to be another way of doing this. Guys, stand by. Let me see if I can figure this out real quick. Ted, do you travel outside your local cons? You ever gone. Oh no, I travel a lot. Here's Arkansas. It's at Milton Tacker. How it works is if you guys have a local convention, let your convention know you would like me as a guest, because most conventions don't really follow the cosplay community or the maker community because they run conventions. So what you have to do is write to them and say, hey, you guys should reach out to Evil Ted as being a guest. Trust me, I go anywhere and everywhere. I've been to Germany like 4 times. I love Germany. I'm trying to get back there. Europe. I want to get to England someday. I'd love to get to England and get some overseas travels there. But if you can, yeah, that's how you guys get me there. Just write to them and let them know you want me as a guest. I'm in the works right now for a con in Florida. I'm waiting for some a MegaCon in Orlando, Florida. I'm going to be going to. So I'm working out the bugs with that right now, but I'm excited. It'll be my first time attending MegaCon. Cool, we'll do. Okay, thank you. Yeah, please do. And also tell your friends. Get as many people as you can. If you have all your local friends, have your friends bombard them with emails and say, hey, we'd like to bring Evil Ted. And what that does, it makes them realize that, oh, Ted's a draw. Like if we have Ted here, people will come and get tickets to come to the convention. That's usually how it works. So let them know that you'd like to have me as a guest. That's a great question. Hold on. I'm afraid if I click on it, see, why won't the pop-up chat thing? It's just driving me nuts here. Hold on, guys. Let me try something really quick. I may have closed something out too soon here. Yeah, hold on. Let's see. So how do you add? I don't get it. Hold on, guys. I'm going to try something here real quick. By the way, I love your work, and you are the one that got me started in cosplay. And Mother, thank you so much. That's what makes me so happy, because that is my mission, to take the intimidation out of building and get people into cosplay. I've been the going joke is I was doing it before it was called cosplay. I had a bunch of friends and we just dress up in costumes, and it was not well received at all. People made fun of us all the time. And so the only time we wouldn't make fun of is we'd go to conventions and we'd dress up at conventions. That became the safe haven. But we would dress up for movie premieres and things like that, and people would just kind of like look at us. Again, I'm from the Midwest, where anything was too challenging for those people. Can you post complete head to toe costume build with many parts tutorial? Can you complete? Well, it's everything is a little bit different. I always every costume is a little bit different. But agreed. Haven't worked with foam for a while, but once you get my workspace straight out, I would love to start again. You inspired me to try EVA foam about 2 years ago. Oh, fantastic! Thank you. Hey, John, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start making some videos on just how to work with foam, basically. Just doing some things about cutting, gluing, sealing, and stuff like that. Yeah, I've never done a whole costume build because it takes forever. I mean, it's I did the Battle Sister, and my whole plan was to do that. I had a deadline for that costume, so I just started rushing to get it done so I don't really document it. It's not a bad idea. I do have a costume I want to do, but you're right. I probably will do eventually. But that costume would mostly be like less of a tutorial and more of a behind the scenes. So, but thank you. No, it's food for thought, though. Oh, Warchunk goes, I've been scavenging parts. In the meantime, I found old crutches at a thrift store, and I tend to use them as stilt legs. All the power to you. Be creative. Oh, do you still dabble in movie making and prop sets? Yes, I do. What happened is I took a hiatus from movie industry. Like, I think it's been 9 years. I literally stopped working for 9 years and did strictly YouTube, and I love it. But again, with the economy and everything, it just after COVID, and the sales dropped, and I had to kind of like, and the money was getting thin. I had to get back in the industry, so I put my toe back in it. But what I like to do is I did because I had to, and trust me, it reminded me why I don't do it anymore. It's just not fun, guys. It's a lot of work. But there's a company I worked for I really liked, and I worked with friends on their films. My friend Garo made a movie called Space Wars. If you guys haven't seen it yet, I think it's on Tubi and it's on Amazon. It's called Space Wars. It's like a sci-fi action adventure. It's a low-budget film, but my friend came to me and I made spacesuits and controls panels for him. It was a friend of mine. Granted, he paid me, but not a lot. But I did it because it was fun, and so I like helping my friends on projects. And there's a couple of shops I work for that when they need some foam fabricating, they reach out to me and I do that. Yeah, so I do. So the answer to that long-winded answer to your question is yes, I still work in the movie industry. I dabble occasionally. Eva, thanks, man. It also helps to work on cars on a daily. I work on cars daily. A huge number of scrap pieces to use. I got some good electronics coming up, an American maker and models. Yeah, my thing is like yours cars. Just I go to thrift stores and I see something like a toy or an old broken gun. Like I like buying stuff. I have to admit, I let a lot of that stuff go because when I recently got married, I had to make room for my family in the house. So I had tons of stuff I had to get rid of. I gave it to one of my fellow filmmaker friends, but it broke my heart because I collected stuff over the years. I'm like, oh, I wish I kept that stuff. Do you still? Me thinking. But guys, everybody, thank you so much for showing. And the questions are great. Thank you. I listened to Space Wars. It was good. Thank you, Becky. It was fun. It was pretty ambitious. Michael Pare was great. Mr. Streets of Fire and everything he's done. He's a great guy. He was super sweet, really nice guy. And Oliver Gunter, the martial art guy, was great. Please, I'd like for you to show your creative process and how it comes with ideas and designs for projects. Well, I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you, it's Etsy, not Etsy, Pinterest. I'll have most of my costumes, my full costumes are my own designs. Like the chrome visor space guy I did, that's my design. I borrowed elements for different things, but the Red Demon I did for BlizzCon in 2016, which I wore again last year. It's kind of combinations of different things. I love making my own stuff. I tell people because I've spent a majority of my life making other people's designs, and that's my job. It's a profession. People come with these drawings, and you have to match it verbatim, and you build it. And it's sometimes it's fun. It's a struggle. But as soon as I did that for like almost 30 years of my life, that when I started making stuff, I wanted to make what I make. So I don't do a lot of franchise or properties most of the time because unless that's something I really want to do, but because it's not fun. It's not fun for me. I'm just reproducing something. I love what you did with the prop documentary years ago. With the prop documentary years ago, the one with the Ghostbuster backpack. It was an eye opener as to how useful scraps and materials and egg cartons. It killed me. They use everything on the Alien Tracker from the movie 1970s Alien Tracker. There's an ice cube tray mounted at the side of it. Yeah, they take all kinds of stuff and just stick things all over it. Would definitely love to chat. I would love to check it out. You got any future builds that going to be one kind of straight off of your mind? They've always one. I love Cyberpunk. I'm a big fan of Cyberpunk, the game right now, and I'm addicted to it. And I play way too much of it too long sometimes. I got up this morning and a couple hours before the stream, so of course I jumped on my old PlayStation 4 and played it. And they have a new version of the game, but it's a PlayStation 5. I'm like, oh, I don't want to buy the game right now. But anyway, have you take on the Alien Queen? Curious, I've been a couple people versions. There's Ivy Doom Kitty wanted me to do something with her, and I wanted to. And she always brings it up to me, but I tell her she has to come to my. I need to make a duct tape body form for her so I can make the pieces. And she's so damn busy and she travels all the time. She never makes the time. And then she sees me and goes, "Hey, we will make that costume." I'm like, "I know. You got to come to my house." We got to make a body mannequin off of you. So anyway, it's there's a yeah. But anyway, there's two cyberpunk things I want to do. Is a cosplayer. I'm not going to mention her name yet because she hasn't agreed to it yet. But I want to make something for her, and I want to cosplay with her together. I want to make a new cyberpunk costume, and I want to make something for her, and we're going to go to a con together and premiere the costume together. The basic shape transfers to franchise stuff a lot of the time. The basic shapes to transfer stuff. Yeah, the basic shapes. I have basic shapes in my shop. I have a dome pattern, basic helmet, basic shoulder. You can get those patterns from my website and modify them. I always try to make something kind of basic so people can get. So I never really do so much properties. I think the closest thing I ever did was Vampire Hunter D, and I just called it Vampire Hunter. But I like to do. There's some things I think are marketable. For example, here's something I'm making. This is Mega Man. This is a Mega Man helmet. This pattern is in my shop, and I just I made one a while back. It was part of a giveaway, and I got rid of it, and I kind of realized that was a mistake because I don't have one now. So I'm remaking it to take with me to my next con. But the plan is to have the helmet there and have the patterns there, so when people see the helmet, they can buy the patterns from me directly. I sell them through my website, but I think it's kind of fun to meet with people and engage with them, and have the actual patterns. So when people see the helmet at your booth, they're like, "Oh my God, it's amazing!" And then have the pattern right there for them to purchase if they want it. So there it is. Today I got to mask these guys off after stream today. I'm gonna paint these light blue. I'm playing with the colors. This is usually a darker blue, but I didn't have that color, but I have this blue I like. So I'm gonna do a turquoise, like a bluish turquoise on the ears and the strips and stuff. And these guys I think are red. So that's gonna be fun. But again, if you guys like this, I have this pattern in my shop. Mega Man Classic. For very large scale costumes such as robot monsters, how does the structure go together without sliding down from your body? Well, it's all about measurements, because you'll be surprised. A lot of those Godzilla costumes are just that. They're big, empty rubber suits the guys step into, and they don't want anything. They don't want any squeezing them too much. Most big color mascots costumes, all the mascot costumes, they're very lightweight foam, upholstery foam with fabric over them, and they're very light, and the guys just slip into them and stick their arms up the side. There's really not much to them. So, and again, you just have to make something. A lot of it is trial and error. If you have something you want to make, I recommend just start making it, because the questions I always tell people, don't wait to have the skill to start building costumes. Oh, video idea is don't wait to have the skills to make a costume. You start making the costume and you develop the skills while you make it. That's how you learn. That's how I learned. Like, I wanted to make something, like, I don't know, I just started doing it. There was no, guys, I'm a product from the 60s and 70s when I was growing up, that I wanted to make stuff, and I just used stuff around the house as I got older, but there was no videos, tutorials. I would kill if I had videos at when I was your age. I would have been so much more advanced now, but again, that doesn't exist. But now there's people right now, I see kids who are like in their teens doing amazing work because they have that ability to pick things up really quickly, so they just start taking off. It's amazing. So, excuse me guys, a little sip of coffee with my Matter Hacker mug. Which, really quickly, people ask me about 3D printing. I think it's wonderful. I think it's a great addition to cosplay, but you don't need one to get into cosplay. Another thing too is that I personally, I had one for a while. I'm having issues with it, so I'm not savvy yet. I don't have the mindset for 3D printing yet, but I think within another 5 years, they'll be user friendly. I think they're getting better and better about making them easier. So maybe another down the road, I might get back into it. But your second costume is always way better than your first. Oh no, you're right, Toy Echo. That's why I try to tell people. People are like, well, I don't know what to make. I'm like, dude, it doesn't matter. Make something. But the sooner you start, the better you will get, guys. Don't wait waiting is the worst thing you could possibly do right now. Let me move my slide down. Especially this is the year 2024. It's the time. If you're waiting for a time to do it, now's the time to do it. Really quickly, a big shout out again. This is the Foam Fanatic banner. This is a Facebook group I started called the Foam Fanatics. And if you're new to cosplay, which you have here like John Hayes, if you're on Facebook, there's a Facebook group called Evil Ted's Foam Fanatics. What I recommend is you join the group, but when you join, there's 2 questions. You have to answer the 2 questions. And I do that to keep the trolls and the bots out. But answer the 2 questions. I'll let you in. It's a great, huge building community, and it's international. So there's people all over the globe. And so if you're starting off and you have questions, there's tons of people in there who can respond to you rather quickly. So definitely. Yeah, keep making until you're happy. What kind of material would be great to make a knight on a labyrinth? The best way to ride and get it to flex like the legs. It's upholstery foam. Upholstery foam, usually foam stores, people that make mattress foams. Upholstery foam is the soft, spongy stuff. And I'm in Los Angeles, I have access to a lot of it everywhere, but different thickness. You can find it, but the key is called upholstery foam. It's soft and spongy, but then when you do, you might have to put fabric over it. What I usually do is I will put spray 77 on it to seal the foam and then brush latex on top of that. But you can definitely do that. Master K goes, I am sad I miss Anime LA. Are there more shows you're going to? Yes, I'm going to MegaCon. If you guys are based out of Orlando, Florida, I'll be going to MegaCon, which is literally next month. It's like the beginning of next month. And I got a bunch of stuff I'm trying to do today to get ready for that con. I want to bring some things. Hell, nothing's wrong with building out of cardboard, right? Oh my God, that's how I started. I started with cardboard. Sometimes when I work out my patterns, I make it out of cardboard first to make sure. I'm doing a spacesuit, but some things I want to do prior to that. But I want to make a backpack for a spacesuit. I'm gonna make it out of cardboard first to make sure I like it before I make it out of foam. So again, cardboard's great. Oh, Zero because you're a troll and a bot. Well then, shame on you, Zero Obstacle. I don't have Facebook. Really enjoyed watching your mascot video. Oh, that was with Holly. Yeah, that was with Holly Conrad. Holly Conrad called me and was, we did that in a day. We blocked that thing out like 7 hours. She came by and we shot it and knocked it out. It was great. That was a fun build. But yeah, if you guys aren't on Facebook, I mean, listen to me. I know people don't want to do it, or conspiracy go-go, or somebody stealing my identity. But Facebook is a great group to be on. I know a lot of you kids think it's an old man thing, but it's a great group to get on because you get access to so many. There's different groups specifically for something you like. There's a group for it. If you like Warhammer, if you like Space Marines, do you like Halo, do you like Dune, or do you like Labyrinth? There's different groups all over Facebook dedicated to that subject matter, and you can find them. And it's a great group because they save you a lot of work. If you're doing something, go, hey, I want to make this costume, but I don't know where to get the resources, or what do you guys use for that? Like, boom, Facebook. Because that's what I did. I joined, there's a Colonial Marine Facebook group I joined because I have these costume. I want to make one. I got pieces for it, but again, I got a bazillion things. I have so many projects. I need to sit down and pick one and stick with it until it's done because I have too many projects. And right now I'm a little cramped upstairs, so I need to do some cleaning today too while I'm painting my Mega Man helmet. Look into it, John. As far as Facebook answers and questions, if you want to join, hey Neil, how you doing, buddy? If you do join the Facebook group, there's just 2 questions and you have to answer them. So please do. If you join it, it has 2 questions for you. Just answer those and then we let you in. Because in this climate, we try to keep no political, no shaming or being mean to each other. I don't tolerate any of that stuff, which seems to be a popular thing on the internet right now, but not in my group, and not on Facebook, and not on my Foam Fanatics. It's all fun, creative building stuff. How would you go about making a human face or an animal like a werewolf? Sculpt in clay. I mean, mostly in the industry, what usually people do is they'll sculpt things out of clay and make a stone mold. If you want to make something like realistic, John, there's some great Tell you what, I would again go to YouTube. There's a lot of guys who I have friends out there who are sculptors. Make a bunch. Now again, I'm saying you can still do it without sculpting, but I would suggest you make a base, like if you want to make a animal face, make a pattern, and then after that you can carve into it with a rotary tool or a wood burner, and you can also add foam clay. Here's the trick with foam clay, people. If you're adding foam clay to EVA, if you want to smooth things out, add foam clay to EVA foam, wet the foam first. Foam clay, yes, foam clay. They act like a putty stuff. I have some. I don't use that much because I don't do a lot of organic stuff. But if I do, foam clay is great for that. And what you do is you wet the foam, wet the EVA. Once your part's built and you want to add foam clay detail to it, wet it with some water. Or if you're not going all over the place with it, you just want one area. You want to put like a little foam ring on it, saturate it with water, and then knead the clay into it. And the wet helps the foam clay stick. If you don't, you put wet foam clay under dry foam, then when it dries completely, it just snaps off. It just will pop off. So you want to make sure that the foam penetrates the EVA foam. So always wet the EVA foam first. Because I've done stuff with that, and I always found that that's how you make it stick. I used it on my Fallout armor. I was making a Wasteland armor, metal armor from the game, and it had all these welds, these little weld marks on it, and I thought foam clay would be great. So some people like to use hot glue, but I never got the weld beads to look like the way I wanted them to, so I would just wet the foam in the edges I wanted, and I would take a bead of foam clay, wet it, mush it in there, and then I'd take a stick and make the little indentations like the weld lines, and then when it dried, it looked beautiful. That's a great guy. That's a great guy named Ted Haynes, who makes faces out of, oh my God, dude, Ted Haynes is the bomb, guys. Ted's an industry standard. When we foam fabricated, going joke was we were two foam guys and we never met, and we eventually met. But Ted is very good at doing sculptural stuff. As a matter of fact, who was asking that? John Hayes? John Hayes, yeah, John Hayes. Get on Instagram and look for the foam. Hold on. He's the foam fabber. Hold on, John. No, I'm thinking about this. Let me find, because he had an account and it got stolen, which I always say, do you have like more than 2 tiers of information? But yeah, hold on. I want to make sure I give you the proper name. The foam. This is the. Hold on. Because there's 2. There's one that got stolen. I'm going to make sure you get the right one because somebody stole this account. I don't want to give you the wrong one. But yeah, he's really good. He's a very good sculptor. I think it was called foam. Hold on. Let me see. I'll make sure I give you guys the right one. Foam. Hold on. Yeah, I think it's the one that got stolen. Yeah, it's the foam fabber. Because he had an account and somebody stole it, which is so frustrating. Because he had foam fabber. Let me see if this is it. Yeah, it's the foam fabber. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I think this is it. He's got some more recent post here. That focus? Focus. God damn it. Man, why does it do that? Hold on. Focus. Oh, there you go. See? The Foam Faber. Ted Haynes. Great guy. He does all the sculpting stuff. He's brilliant at that stuff. Let everything dry. I always do. I always seal everything when I'm done. When foam clay, once it's dry, then you seal everything, which kind of pulls. Because what that does, the foam clay surface is different than the EVA foam surface. And when you start adding stuff to it, it reacts differently. So I always like to put a sealant on it. You can use Mod Podge or Plastic Dip, but you want to seal everything first, then start painting. All right? That's great. I haven't worked with Pepacure. Not sure if I spelled it right, but crazy how odd shapes can come together, making awesome product. Yeah. Pepacure is designed for paper, so there's a bazillion darts in it. There's a great guy who takes Pepacura patterns and he alters them into foam patterns. That's my friend Heroes Workshop. Heroes Workshop is on YouTube. That's one of his. He has patterns. If you go to Heroes Workshop on his YouTube channel, I think he has a website too. I hope he does. It's been ages since I've seen him, so some people kind of come and go. And I don't know. Hopefully he's still at it. But he does a really great tutorials on how to take a Pepacura pattern and convert it into a foam pattern. Definitely check that out. Have you ever watched or did any oddball movie cosplays, like from the older movie days, like early 70s and 80s? Yeah, Flash Gordon. I did. I just found some pictures. I did Star Wars. I did Flash Gordon. I did Batman, the 1989 Batman with Michael Keaton. Hey, it's Jojo from Austria. Hey, Jojo, how you doing? Hi, guys. Really quickly, it's my friend Jojo, better known as BB Props. BB Props, who are out of Austria, and I missed them immensely. We're such good friends, and I met them at a convention. It was called MagCon, and it was in Germany. I had such a blast hanging out with them, and we became really good friends, and they helped me immensely traveling around that area, because I was like, where am I? Where am I going? I don't know how to ride these trains. And we stayed in the same hotel room. It was such a great time, and I wish, yeah, it was one of the things that was a great time. Such a great time. Looking forward to traveling again. Yeah, I'm getting ready for another one, but again, see how, sorry guys, just look at the clock. Yeah, because I'm only going to stream, guys, today for an hour. I was going to do a slideshow thing. I got to figure out how to set up, because when I had to open it, I think I closed something up too early. But, oh, Brazen Bolts. That's it. Thank you. It's Brazen Bolts, not BB. BB Prop Show is their Twitch name. Jojo is from Brazen Bolt. You're right. Thank you so much. Brazen Bolts, you guys can find them on social media. Hey, guys, really quickly, can you throw, Jojo, can you throw your link? I don't know how YouTube works. Can you do that? Can you throw your link in there for your company or whatnot? Jojo, when are you coming to Monster Palooza again? Yeah, it was weird, wasn't it? I mean, we had a good time. It was kind of more in a rural area. It was like in the suburbs. I believe you mentioned long ago about measuring distance, dealing with thickness, being clever of stretching, etc. Yeah, John, what I do is, what I recommend is you take strips of foam. If you're making costumes, you want to make sure things fit your body. It's usually for getting things too close to your body or getting things too tight. If you're making a brace or something for your arm, I always tell people to get strips of foam, and you get like 1/2 inch, 8, 6, and you cut them into strips and you make rulers out of them. So you have notches on them. I used to have it. I don't really use it that often because I kind of very much, I've gotten so good at kind of gauging the depth of that. But you can get foam rulers and you wrap your arm. You can get an idea of like, if you're going to make a bracer and using 1/2 inch foam, you make a foam ruler to make the circumference so you know it's going to be just enough, but not too tight to fit. Hey, hi Ted, I just wanted to mention I used your male torso pattern as a base to build Bumblebee costume, and currently making Heat Boys, Teenage Mutant Turtles, making the Teenage Mutant Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Leonardo using the same pattern as a base, and it worked great. Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad it did. Wonderful. Might work, although we don't really use YouTube. Yeah, if you put a link in there, it doesn't matter. It'll take them somewhere. Hey, they won't be able to put the link on YouTube unless you use the streamer. Oh, got it. Okay. Yeah, just yeah. It's funny, yeah, because I know YouTube's really strict about. Yeah, nobody wants to compete. Nobody wants to. Apparently, I'm working on my friend Peter, my assistant, and I want to set this up to where we can simulcast because apparently, Twitch, people would take and you could stream on YouTube and Twitch at the same time, and Twitch said, well, if you do that, we're gonna lose your partnership. So everybody was like, fine. So people just left, and they lost so many numbers of subscribers, not numbers, but like sponsors, streamers. They left and jumped over to YouTube. So all of a sudden, Twitch changed it to where okay, now you can do it and not and still keep your partnership. Yeah, so Twitch kind of had their butt handed to them by YouTube, because YouTube it's just a reaching out on it. I think don't get me wrong, I like Twitch because the community of friends I build there. I'm still going to do stuff on Twitch. I'm going to set up a thing where I want to do movie parties. I want to learn how to do the movie party thing and have people watching movies while I watch them and take questions. And I want to keep the YouTube for building stuff. I'm going to use the Twitch account for showing movies and playing games. And I'm going to do the build stuff on YouTube. Oh, where are you getting your foams nowadays? I get it from Cosplay Pros. That is they have the same quality foam that TNT did. And they're my new sponsors now because they supply me with all the wonderful foam. So Cosplay Pros. Just need to separate the chats to stay partnered. Oh, you just need to separate chats to stay partnered. So you can't. Twitch is off. Twitch laid off 500 people last week. Really? YouTube got the bots. Twitch is broken. Twitch is a mess, guys, because Amazon took over. I can actually count the days. My friend Chad helped run the costume contest. He helped creative stuff on the Twitch creative. And as soon as Amazon took over, like, nah, we're just getting rid of everything. We're just going to clean house and start all over. And it just plummeted. So if you want to watch girls play games in bikinis, I think it's about all it's good for because... Sorry. That's why I'm on YouTube. So Becky, you said they got laid off for doing what? 500 people laid off. Was it because what'd they do to get laid off? Did they simulcast? Because, well, anyway, Chad told me, so I'm going to have to do some more research because Tots, what? Because you have ever thought about doing any scratch build models? Oh, I used to do it personally. I love making scratch build models, but it's not really my demographic on my audience because I like doing it, but I never thought about doing it as a video. But scratch built models is what I used to do. I did it for a living when I was a model maker. Yeah, they probably called it focusing on core service or whatever, not making profit. Discord and Twitch deep in the red. Oh, Becky goes, I'll send you an article. Yeah, please do, Becky. Just email me that or message me that. I'd love to see it. Amazon laid a bunch of workers across their platforms. Is this just recently? Or just... No. Oh, they fired Twitch employees. Man alive. Well, this is what kills me. You know, corporations. This is here. I've learned a lot about corporations and articles about it too. That corporations do this big thing to where they'll be doing well, and they just lay people off just for the hell of it. to make them look like, oh, we're doing so well that we really don't need these people, and they just do it. They just clean house, and they do that for their investors and their brokers, and so they just saves them and gives them more money, where they're just basically killing jobs when they don't have to. It's this weird. It becomes a trend where some like Google does it, then somebody else has to do it. Everybody feels like they have to do it. So yeah, it's a real shit show. That's what's happening. So okay, so Amazon laid off a bunch of workers. Wow. How do you go by making monster suits without? Twitch always has money because as Amazon funds Twitch not enough. Well, what happened was Amazon bought it. Amazon did the same thing that Rupert Murdoch did with MySpace. Thanks, Becky. Is that he just saw a format that could be competition, so he bought it and crushed it. And I think that's what Amazon's doing too. It's ridiculous. Last week the axe fell hard, but imagine they have too many and less positions. Yeah, they probably did. They probably had too many people anyway. I think I remember you talking about getting involved in the Fifth Element. Oh, I was a model maker on that show. I helped build the flying cab, Corbin Dallas. Well, I helped build a lot of stuff. We did the city, all the building stuff. And a lot of people don't realize, and Fifth Element was early days of digital, so most of the models and buildings were all real. There wasn't stuff digital. Even the Flushton Paradise was a giant model. Everything was built as a model. So we didn't do any. The only time they would digitize, they would composite stuff digitally, like they'd have cars and stuff, and they would shoot them separately and digitally put them together. They wouldn't do it optically. They do it digitally, but most everything was still miniatures and built. So I was a model maker on that show for like 7 months, almost a year on that job. It was crazy. That was back in the old days when we had time and money. Those are gone. How safe is laser cutting foam with laser and fumes extraction? Oh my God, you definitely want venting, guys. Burning foam is bad in general. When I use a heat blade or a heat gun, even something using a heat gun, I still try to have ventilation and mask. Laser cutting, you need ventilation, people. If you have a laser cutter and you don't have ventilation, that's not good. You gotta suck those fumes outside. Yeah, here's the thing. I want to get a laser cutter, but I don't want to get the horse before the carriage, or carriage for the horse, vice versa. I'm learning Inkscape. I'm gonna start learning Inkscape, the program, to start drawing stuff and clean things up. Once I learn it, I'm comfortable enough with it, then I can start shopping for a laser cutter. Because my plan is I want to start designing stuff in Inkscape and then zip it over to a laser cutter and cut stuff out of foam for my costumes and builds, and also to make patterns and make kits. I want to do that. That's my big thing. I want to start making foam kits for people to sell. I have these cyberpunk goggle kits that I make. I'll show you real quickly here. These are inspired for the game Cyberpunk, and I made these out of foam, and then I finally realized they're simple patterns. You can make them to a laser cutter. So we took the file, and my friend cleaned them up, and made a laser file to cut these into kits. And the kit includes lenses and LEDs and stuff, and you just turn them on, and you can actually see through them. So then you put them on like this. See, now the cool thing is I can see you, but you can't see me. There's slots in here, so I can see through the goggles. I mean, granted, you can't see sideways, but if you guys look closely, see the hole right there? If you'd like to make a pair of these, you can at eviltedsmith.com. I have these patterns available on my website. Have safe cutting later. I imagine they have. Oh, so I guess my screen's so dirty. I gotta clean this computer screen. I got just crap all over it. I imagine they have positions too, considering lack of support on Twitch. Do you offer weekend workshops, John? Are you local? Do you live in LA? I am in the process of going to talk to Peter, my assistant, about looking for a place to do a workshop. Because we've been talking about doing conventions, and I always tell Peter, like, I can't do it in an hour. I can't do a workshop in less than an hour. I need like 2 hours at least to do a workshop decently. And because we did a workshop in Florida at Holiday Matsui, and it was like a 45-minute, hour and a half, and we had 30 people and only 5 people walked out with helmets because we're doing a helmet workshop and people were working, but some people were picking up quicker than others, and so I wasn't able to give my attention to the people who were struggling. And I realized if you have 30 people, I need more time because I'm not going to do a class and have people walk out unless they have a completed project. And so that was a big issue with me. So I'm going to do a class. I'm trying to do a local one here in Los Angeles and find a place to do it at, and I can have a workshop and have an admission fee. And then you guys, I want to sit there so I can work with everybody. So when people come into class and then they struggle with it, I'm there to help them until they get it done, and everybody walks out with a helmet. Because we had 30 people and only 5 people walked out with a helmet. That's because I wasn't able to, there. Well, Evil Ted planning any cons appearancing on the East Coast. I'm going to Florida. I'm going to Orlando. Right now, it's the only con I know of. It's just the year's just started, so we're reaching out to people. I've been reaching out to conventions. Here's what you guys have to do. When people ask me where I'm going to be next, look at your local con and write to them and say, we'd love to have Evil Ted as a guest. And not just you, get your friends together and get a big petition behind it and write them and say, if you guys are if you have a local con, you have guests coming in. And they always bring in the big celebrities or the voice actor or a movie show actor or an artist or an author. It's like they're really kind of like very not have a lot of education about the maker community, because they're not makers. So if they're not makers, they don't know about us. So you have to let the convention know there's a maker group. There's like myself, Bill Duran and Kamui and SKS Prop. If you want us there, reach out to them and say, hey, we would like Evil Ted to come to our con. Reach out to them. So I do appearances and I do travel for it, but you have to reach out to me. Because I've been trying to go to cons. I found out really quickly, most conventions make it very difficult to reach them. They don't like people contacting them. They want to be able to contact you. So I made a list of all these cons I want to go to, and there was like no outlets on their websites of how to contact them. So I just realized that the only way to get me there, you have to do it. Let them know that you want me as a guest. Hello from Wales. Hello, Wales. Welcome. And that's real TD Design. Thank you. Welcome. Cosplayers just give up on the ideas up from versions when they start. Well, the thing is, when you start, don't go crazy. I know you see these amazing costumes. You just want, oh my God, and it's overwhelming. Start small. Start with just a helmet or just a bracer or a shoulder piece and build with that. And if you're doing a costume, start with one piece. Don't think about the whole thing. Just focus at one part of a time. And as you build your costume, I guarantee the first thing you built, you'll go back and rebuild it because you've learned, you've gotten better. But the key is, people, you've got to start. You have to start. Don't wait to have the skill to start building. You get the skills as you build. So please, I'm really going to make this a big point about that. You've got to get out there, people, and really push it. And it's not hard. It's really inexpensive. There's a company called Harbor Freight. Some of you may know it, some of you don't. Harbor Freight is a great, cheap, inexpensive tool supply place, but they have EVA foam, and it's dirt cheap. It's really cheap. You get a pack of 4 foam for like $9 to $10, and that's plenty to build a costume or a helmet with. And they also have the 1/2-inch tile, and they have about the 6mm roll foam, and you buy both those, and you can just start playing with it, cutting those and gluing, because if you mess up, it's no big deal. It's really inexpensive. If you start buying the high-quality foam, like Cosplay Pro foam, it's good foam, it's smooth on both sides, but you want to have your skill level up before you start using that stuff, because it is a little bit more pricey. All right? Transformer Vibe going on with those visors. Thank you. That was one of my favorites. Have you used Worbla? It's used how spell. Oh, it's Worbla. Now, here's the thing, guys. When I went to Germany for the first time, that's what they used in Germany a lot. And I found out the reason being because Worbla was actually cheaper in overseas in Europe than it was here in the States. It was as pricey. And they didn't. And Germany in the early '90s, not '90s, early 2000, when I was out there, they didn't have it. They didn't have access to foam, and the foam they did have was pricey. And now it's changed. There's Europeans. It's I think they have Polyprops sells foam. There's different companies that spawn, and they got smart. There's companies that open up selling foam in Germany. So now you can get foam everywhere now. It's great. I am Windsor, Ontario, Canada, just outside Detroit, Michigan. Hey, John, there's a company called Red Moon. I think it's called Red Moon Cosplay out there in Canada, and they have all kinds of stuff there. They're a great cosplay company out there. 45 minutes. It's a wonder anyone walked out with a helmet. Yeah, I know it was kind of rough, and that's why I want to do it. But I want to do a class, but trying to do it at a convention is always a time limit thing to it. And I just don't. I want to have a class. So I'm looking to do it. My city has a couple of cons. They're not huge, but the casino holds a little bigger venue. Yeah, John, definitely look into it. I love cons to be more diverse in their content. After doing them for a few years now, the folks they invite, things they put on are very similar. Yeah, it's because most conventions I go to, they're always bringing either voice actors or actors and or comic book artists or people like that, which is cool. I like that, but I want more creators, a lot of makers. And I went to, it was sad because there's this con called Silicon that Adam Savage hosted, and then they pulled the plug on it. The first year I went was great. I'm like, well, I can't wait to do next year, and they just pulled the plug on it. It's gone. It's gone now. I think Adam, it wasn't being run smoothly or correctly, and he was kind of like, let's just pull the plug on it. And they did, and now it's gone. So I'm like, oh well. That was the first MakerCon I went to dedicated to makers. Just like makers across the board. I'm like, wow, it's great. Broke my heart. So that's gone. Sorry. Yeah, starting can be the hardest part, guys. That's what I'm saying. Don't go nuts. Just do something small and simple. Oh, I built my rail event with cheap floor mats, right? I love that's all my early cosplays are floor mats, guys. It's true. Worbla isn't that expensive here. Yeah, okay. I tell you what, it was when I came out there, but I think it's gotten cheaper. And I'm just not. Here's the thing: I've never seen anything done out of Worbla I couldn't do out of foam, and I just never got into it because it's hard. And I like foam because it's smooth and it bends and it gives. Where if you make a Worbla chess piece, I've had lots of cosplayers make chess pieces out of Worbla. And it's adds a little, and then they wear it at con. They get these raw spots where it's rubbing them because it's rigid. So, yeah, not a fan of Worbla so much. Not that I don't. It's not that it's bad. I just don't like it as much. Where the fun is starting small. I'd like to be the way over my head by step 2. Well, that's on you, sir. Because the reason I'll tell you a reason why starting small. Because what happens is you start big and you don't like halfway through. You don't like what you're doing and you walk away from it. That's what happens. That's why I tell people to start small. Because if you go big, it's like go big, go home mentality. I think people get discouraged very quickly. And then after a while, you have to do it. And it happens to the best of us. Kamui Cosplay made some costume. And she said she lost the momentum because it was so big. And so she kind of slowed down. And her fans were like, hey, finish that costume. So it wasn't for her fans harassing her to finish that costume. She probably wouldn't have. So even she had something that's too big. So that's why I tell you, if you're starting off, go small. Don't spare that go big, go home thing. Harbor Freight Flimmers are always my go-to, right? I know, love that stuff. Silicon was worst run con I've ever been. The one time I went. Yep. Well, Neil, it turns out that's what happened because I went and it was a bit of it was poorly run, and that's why when I thought about it going bye, I was like, well, that's probably what happened because I think what happened was Adam came on board. Again, this is all hypothetical. I don't know this for example, but I got this is what I kind of heard from the rumor mill. When Adam got involved, he wanted to get in. When he got involved, the producer, he finally realized, wow, this is a mess. So let's fix this and start over. And then we'll get it done. And so the year went by and it wasn't enough time to fix it. And then when the year was coming up, they finally just canceled it. And everybody was heartbroken. So I thought they'd come back to it. But I think he's just like, screw it. Let's just do something different. So there's this thing called open source, which I've heard about. And I'm looking to do some research on that right now for creative people and YouTubers. Yeah, Worbla is good for different things. I rarely use Worbla sometimes. It's great to use. it can used to be overused a lot. Yeah, I believe too. Sintra, Sintra, not a fan. It's again, it's rigid. You're so limited with you have to use super glue all the time, and you have to heat and bend, and then you make it, it's rigid, and you can't, it doesn't flex, or it's easy, it's hard to store. I'm just, yeah. I don't mind on certain things like set pieces and props and guns maybe, but that is that is sad. A thing it's the same thing I don't realize. If it wasn't for you guys, the makers, there wouldn't be a lot of the movies out there because of it all started with you and the suits and the makers, the modables. Oh no, I completely agree. But we're unsung heroes, effects people and prop maker. There's so many movies I worked on through most of my life, and I never got credit for any of them. Zero. I didn't get credit for anything. I just made stuff, got paid, went home. And it wasn't because of Facebook and then YouTube, and I started making videos, and people are like, "What? You worked on that, or you built that?" And the reason is because people don't know. There's things I worked on that didn't put my name on it. Like I was on production, they wouldn't even put my name on it. So if you want to get in the movie business, don't be. It's not for glam or or fame or glory, guys. It's hard work, and you don't get recognition. But I didn't care because I was making pretty good money. But that's not what movie at work is for. The cosplay stuff is fun, and I get recognition for what I do, my personal projects. But very rarely do I ever get recognized from the main movie work. So when I go to conventions and do like slideshows and presentations of things I work on, kids lose their minds at what I worked on because they didn't know. It's because it's hard to know. But anyway, no such thing as too big. I'm doing a scale Space Marine terminated next month. Dude, you can do it as your obstacle. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just telling you, for all you young kids out there starting out, a shout out to Iron Warrior Cosplay. He's doing some awesome work. Well, Iron Warrior is same great. He is a guy just like anybody else. He started small, worked his way up, making weapons, and he learned, and he built armor, and he learned from building armor what to do, what not to do, and he keeps going. So every time he builds somewhere, he's add to his costume and take things away and make things better. So yeah, it's all about brand. Any favorite 3D printing tools? Your videos on angles, cuts, as projects server. Not a 3D printer. But any printer tools. That would be a Brit, Creative Brit. Creative Brit, she's on Instagram. She is a 3D printing nerd. I love her to death, but she's a nut. And she loves 3D printing. So any 3D printing stuff, there's Joe Telling, who's great, has a YouTube channel called The 3D Printing Nerd, and Brit, also Creative Brit, is another great person to reach out to. She's great with all. But I don't really. I just have my tools are just cutting things and mat knives and bits and pieces of plastic I stick on things after they're built. Ooh, this ink. Oh, is that why Ted signed his name on those penguins in Batman Returns? Oh, Neil, I don't know if I put any names on a penguin. But yeah, I worked. Here's the thing with the penguins. Batman Returns. There's a lot of penguins in the movie, and they had real penguins and they had puppeteer penguins. I learned a lot about penguins while working on that show. The guys who handled them said, "Do not. They look cute and fuzzy. Do not pet them. Don't touch them. If you aren't one of their trainers, don't get near them." Because apparently, penguins, their beaks have the strength of vice grips. Their beaks are so sharp, and that's how they eat. They crack shells open things. And the guy says, think of a pair of vice grips with a hook on it, grabbing your arm and pulling back quickly. And we're like, what? He goes, yeah, it would leave a gash in you. He's like, so don't mess with the penguins. And ever since he told me, I'm like, I'm never going to get near a penguin ever again. But never like I could. But we had these big ones that had rocket packs and goggles on them. So the scenes where you see the penguins with rockets on them and they're shooting out their back were puppets, and we had to cable control them under the set. So I was one of many people, and there's a bunch of guys, we puppeteered these penguins. Yeah. And they had real penguins, and they put rocket packs on them. Okay, tell you a quick Batman Returns story, and I'll get back to it. 3 Pretty Nerd following. Okay, there you go. Sweat, I need to find it. On Batman Returns, they had the costumer, the movie guy, Stan Winston people, made these little harnesses for the penguins to wear. And so they had a corral of real penguins. And so they pulled the penguin out, they'd put a rocket pack on him, and they'd put him in, and then take another penguin, and then take him out, put it, and every time they would take a penguin out, they would put a rocket pack, and they put him back in, and all of a sudden they look back, and the penguins didn't have the rocket packs. They're like, what? Turns out the penguins didn't like them. They're like, God, get it off me. So the other penguins would help them take it off. So they would snap them, put them in these costume harnesses, rocket harnesses, put them in the corral, and the other penguins would just descend on the other penguin and help him take it off. So they kept reaching, like, where's all the rocket? No, the rocket packs were on the ground. So they go in. So they realized they had to take the penguin, dress them, and then put them separate. Take another penguin, dress them, put them separately. So they had to keep them separate because they put them together. They'd take their harnesses off. Damn, that was so funny. Like, hysterical. I only got the story from the Penguin Wrangler guys that were on set. Because when you're sitting on set with hours are going by, you're waiting for them to set up shots. We start talking, and the penguin guy told me that, and I was laughing my butt off. Oh, Becky said the sun's coming. All right, Becky, go hiking. The sun came out. Is that why Ted? There should be CosCons with workshops and such. Oh my God, what a great idea! Let's do a CosCon. Right? Is that not brilliant? I totally agree. But they don't. They have, because here, let me tell you what. Don't get me wrong. The CosCon is such a great idea, having a convention for cosplayers, but it doesn't. I have a fear that it wouldn't draw enough people, and you would draw in cosplayers, which they seem large in number. Don't get me wrong. We do seem large number as a community, but when you get to conventions dealing with movies and TV shows, sci-fi genre, and everything, which most conventions you go to have them all lumped together for that reason, because that's a draw, and you can sell tickets to that. If you have a thing for cons, not that people wouldn't show up, but you'd be surprised how small the numbers are to make it worth their while. So you could probably get a small convention called CosCon, but yeah, I have a hard time believing they would draw enough money to make it worth their while. And that's why us as creative people have to fight to get recognition, to get invited to conventions, because we're known for what we do in the cosplay community, but it's not that big. We're still, as popular as cosplay is, guys, we're still a very small community. And that's true. Hard to believe. I can tell you by my numbers on YouTube. It would be amazing to attend. Would it be would be expensive? Well, I'm sorry, Jojo. What are you referring to? What would be expensive? CosCon in my town. Take pictures of the salt flats. Yeah, Becky, I am so excited for ElcoCon again. I had such a great time there. I definitely want to go back. I love those guys. It was so much fun. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I'm going to turn my ringer off for a second. Check this out, guys. Ooh. It's 10:05. Tell you what, guys, we're going to go for like another 20 minutes, and then we're going to wrap up. I'm going to I have some things I need to try to do today before it gets too late. I want to finish up this Mega Man helmet, and I have some Cyberpunk goggles. I'm making a new pair. I travel with the foam. I have these Cyberpunk goggle kits, and I'm traveling with them to the cons to sell at my booth, and they're doing really well. So I need to package them for the convention, and there's some alterations on these patterns I want to do. So, but yeah, this is so cool. Beep. This is something. Again, I wanted to make something from Cyberpunk the game, because in Cyberpunk most of it is everything is fabric or costumes or wardrobe, and I made some Cyberpunk patterns that people could make to put on their faces, and it sold okay. I don't think it sold as well as I'd like it to, but I made the goggles. The goggles went through the roof, so people love the goggles. So this is from the game, because in the game you can put different things on, and I grabbed an image of the goggles and kind of modified them a little bit. But I thought it'd be fun to make them light up. I really need to gush at Velma. You really need to gush at Velma. Did she email me? I can't remember. Velma? Oh, I know Velma. Hey, Karazora Cosplay. How you guys doing? Welcome, Cora. How you doing? Welcome. Any idea about your next video subject time frame? Yes, Neil. I'm working on the basics. I'm finishing. Oh, here's the thing. I did the Akira laser rifle, and I did a kind of behind the scenes of me making it. It's not much of a tutorial. It's just me rushing to get the costume. So I documented pieces of my build and how I did it. So I'm finishing that video. I'm going to put that video up soon. Get that video up first, and then when that video is up, I'm going to do real simple basic, breaking down the basics. Starting cosplay, my 3 or 4 favorite tools to start cosplay with. Just the simple tools and how to use them. The next video will be on how to cut foam cleanly from straight lines, curved lines, and circles. And then the third video will be gluing, how to use contact cement. You can use hot glue, but I like using contact cement. And if you do use it, this is the proper way of using it. So I'm making that. So I'm making different knife for axe kit. That's right, Becky. The most powerful tool in my workshop is a belt sander and scroll saw. Yeah, Jojo, I have a belt sander. It's so funny. I have the scroll saw. I very rarely use it. I don't really use it that much unless I have hard stuff, aside from the heat gun, etc. Yeah, I like rotary tool, craft knife, and box cutter. I love both those guys. Here you go. I'm gonna set the timer because I'll just keep talking and forget what time it is. I'll give you. Let's do. We'll stream for 15 more minutes. There you go. Got my timer going. Guys, this has been great because I always wanted to chat, and I find this is so much easier to do on YouTube than it is on Twitch because most Twitch people, they're all creative makers. There's not a lot of questions, but on the YouTube channel, it's great because people come up with some great questions, and that's what I like. I like engaging with my fans because that's what I love going to conventions. I just got back from Anime Los Angeles. Again, everybody, it's the best anime con in LA. There's bigger ones out there, but this one's more intimate. It's they have such a great setup, and they have workshops, and they have events throughout the day and in the evening, and there's karaoke and dance parties. It's such a blast. It's such a great con. So if you guys ever get a chance, definitely, it's in Long Beach, California, and they do it at the beginning of every year, January. And I just did it, so it's over. But again, it's my favorite, one of my favorite. It's what a great way to start the beginning of the year as Anime LA. Your face is a poster child for everything EVA foam. You remind me of the person that was promoting duct tape. The guy made everything from a wallet to jackets, etc. Duct tape. Thanks, John. I do remember that guy. Any soldering for lights on those goggles? Because my soldering is weak. Not a lot. It's not a lot of soldering. It's just when you get the kit, it has LEDs and wires and a little battery holder thing. You guys can see right here. That's what I got. But the kit comes with LEDs, lenses, everything. So it's a little ambitious for what I'm trying to do. But I love them. I'm gonna make more kits, and so I have to learn Inkscape. That's one of my. What you gotta talk to Bill Duran because I think he has an Inkscape tutorial I can download. I'm gonna get any soldering. I need another Canon W40. I know, Becky. Yeah, me too. I got my Canon upstairs. I got a big one. I get one of the big tall ones. Red, green. Yeah, I want green. I like green. I want green because it looks like night vision. I feel red's always played out. Like people love red, but I like green because it's more of a. Red's like Terminator red. Everything's red. Evil red. But I like the green because it's like a night vision thing. I'm trying to create the whole night vision goggle stuff. It's usually blue or green. Almost did blue, but I did these guys for green. I think they're green in the game too. So. Oh, don't forget. Well, that's when I do the cutting video. Yeah, I'm going to talk about cutting different things. There's bevel cutters, dude. If you want to get into bevel cutting, it's called, go to my website, eviltedsmith.com. And in my supply list, there's a tool called the Bevel All Cutter. My friend Rocket Props made it. I'll show you really quickly. Oh, my God. If you're having troubles with bevel cutting, what I like about his tools is they're set up right here. It holds a standard X-Acto blade. You open this like this, right? Watch. And you push the blade through, and you adjust it for different thicknesses of foam, right? Once you get the depth that you like with your blade, you have the base here. You loosen right back here. So this little wheel here. You loosen it. And there's little locking teeth, and you hold it and adjust it, and then you lock the wheel, and then boom, there's your bevel. So when you cut, the bevel stays consistent all the way through. He has it for the utility knife. He has it for the utility blade right here. See, same thing. You adjust it, adjust the wheel, you twist, lock it. Again, go to my website, eviltedsmith.com, and it's called the Bevel All Cutter. And the reason I'm directing you guys to my website for these tools is because I get kickback. So every time I promote his tool and you buy it through my website, I get a little kickback from it. And that's how we help each other. Because I loved his tools so much. I'm like, dude, I will help you. Make an affiliate link for me, and I'll sell your product. So he did. So he gave me an affiliate link. And so, guys, so if you go to buy these, just go to my website. Evil Tips. It's in I think it's in the tools, and it's called Bevel All Cutter. And I've got 3 of these. I got this one, that, and the other one for the X-Acto blade. But these things are so cool. Oh, and I just dropped the blade. All right. Something else. Do I use a fan? Oh, when I'm working, yes. I have a little blower. I have like a little blower I turn on when I'm using like something like contact cement. I have a spray booth. I'll take if I'm doing a lot of heavy cement stuff, contact cement on a large surface, the vapors are big and my family can smell it downstairs. So I have a spray booth. So when I do big things, I do that in the spray booth. But I do smaller projects, real small bits and edges and pieces. I have a little fan on the side of my desk that blows air across my face. The reason you do that is because you just want to have moving air. You don't want to breathe the fumes in. Sometimes, I know, I'll be the first to say you should wear a respirator, but as long as there's some ventilation going. Oh, fans for your suits. Oh, no, I do not use fans. The only thing I use a fan for is my space helmet. I have a space helmet I made, and I have a fan. It's a welding mask fan in the back of the neck that blows air. It circulates, so when I'm in it, I don't get hot, I don't overheat, and it gets airflow in there so I can not fog up the dome. But no, I never use fans in costumes. I feel if you get too hot, if you have something big and boxy, it's kind of hard to get in and get out of, then you can have fans in. But yeah, I've never really, none of. All right, I meant red green on the duct tape guy. What kind of fans do you recommend for suits? What's for breakfast? I'm starving. I had 2 eggs over easy with a muffin, 2 muffins. 2 muffins, toasted, crispy, a little bit over toasted, and then two eggs over easy. That was my breakfast. Oh, everybody, this has been great, guys. Sorry, I got like 7 minutes left. This is always what I want to do on YouTube. This is great. People are showing up and asking great questions. This is the whole purpose of doing live streams. Now, I do build videos eventually, and I will get back to doing that. But some days, I want to get people know that I do my live streams every Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time here on YouTube. It's a great way to talk to me and ask me direct questions. So I love it. Hey, Horsehead Productions, what's up, buddy? I'm really, dude, somebody out there start the CosCon, a convention for cosplayers. So all 6 of us can show up. For those tiny PC fans that run on 9-volt battery, you can have a space or bigger costume. Those blow costume fans are because they have high velocity. It's a USB port. Yeah. What I use, I have these welding. You know, I think I still have one. Hold on, let me see if I can grab one. Show it to you guys. Hold on. You can have it. right, there's there's two I got. There's one I bought. This is I bought these on Amazon. Again, I think I might have links for them. If you go to my space helmet video on the space helmet, I go in details about it. But they're called helmet cooler, helmet cooling fan. Again, everybody, if you do buy this, all I recommend is you go to my website and click on my Amazon link. Just click on my Amazon links. Therefore, any shopping you do through your Amazon link helps me. Again, everybody, if you guys like what I'm doing and appreciate my content, the more you shop through my link helps me. Subscribing to the video, telling your friends about my website and my videos, subscribing to my channel, shopping to my links helps me immensely, guys. So thank you. Please, whenever you buy anything through your Amazon, bookmark mine. So when you click on my Amazon link, bookmark it. So every time you do any shopping through Amazon, which no extra cost to you, I get kickback, and it helps me immensely, guys. I know I sound like a broken record, but it's the truth. All right, anyway, let's see. All right, here you go. This is what it consists of. It's a battery pack, and this is a blower. Now this is the it sucks air through here and blows it out. I mean, it does it. It shoots air fast. So what I do is I build a costume. I'll cut a hole in the foam and put like a little mesh over that, like I did in my spacesuit, a little mesh thing in the back, and it sucks air this way and blows it up. So I have it on the back of my helmet like this, and it shoots air up through the helmet. And you could do this on your costume. You have a costume, or you can make a little tube or a port. But yeah, these things are great. I love these blowers. These are such a great thing to have. So that I do for my costume. I don't do so much in the bodysuit. But I definitely use it for the helmet stuff on my spacesuit. But if I start making some bigger costumes, I'll definitely start doing that. I use those. I will definitely push to get you invited to the Little Rock Con. Oh, thank you so much, Milton. That'd be wonderful, guys. Yeah, please write to your local convention. Let them know you'd like to have me as a guest. That'd be wonderful. Thank you. Milton says, I would love to meet you in person. Thank you so much. I would like to meet you too. That's just me, guys. That's the biggest thing I love the most about my job is traveling and meeting fellow makers and people who watch my videos and talk to them directly if they have questions. It's such a great thing to do. I love doing it. CosCon could dangerously in the vendor could be a supplier to support all habits. Right? That's good call, Heather. You're absolutely right. OG Dots, yes, there's a no solder options, and there's someone does want to solder. Okay, I did not know that. Oh, how much those things go for? It's funny. The last time I bought them, they were really inexpensive. But again, I'm at that age where I think everything was like a week ago. It was actually a year ago. So I would definitely go on the website and just type in. But yeah, type in because they call it the helmet cooling fan. Oh, I just put the thing in backwards now. I can't even see it. Yes, it does. It does hop. It does. That's why I got it, because when I had the helmet on, it would just shoot air through there. But I'm going to eventually rig it and put this into a backpack, have the blower in the backpack, and have a hose on the backpack that goes in the helmet, hooks on with magnets, so the air will flow without the noise. Because this thing's noisy, so when you have the helmet on, people are like talking, and they're like, "What?" Because the fans are, it's just blowing really loud. But yeah, it's called Helmet Cooler. That's it. Go to Amazon, tap it. I'll tell you what. Go to my Amazon link, click on it, then hit Helmet Cooler. So I get a little kickback so you guys can meet Ted, drink margaritas. That's right, Becky. You have your one margarita for the night. I love Becky because she's a lightweight. Oh, guys, I'm talking about going ape costume. Becky and I met on Twitch, and we've been friends ever since. And we went to Elko, and that was the first time we ever got to spend any time together. It was great. And she was my transportation, so we were able to go around Elko and do shopping at thrift stores. Well, the thrift stores were closed, right, Becky? There's some weird hours, but we did have breakfast, and we did go to Harbor Freight and buy stuff. They're going for $30 on Amazon, but they are other options. Or that's right. Oh, Jojo, Prosecco's my favorite. You know it well. Oh, Jojo, tell you what, guys, you can't visit soon enough. I'd love to have you guys here again. Start saving up that money for traveling because everything's expensive now. Oh, guys, we got 30 seconds left. Again, everybody, thank you so much for showing up today. I'll be streaming here on YouTube from every Sunday from 9 a.m. I say 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. What time is it almost? Oh, wow, yeah. Like 9 to 10:30. Hopefully, in the future, I'll be doing more projects we can build, and so I can talk while I'm doing projects and stuff, and do demos at cons, taking on, yeah, John, trust me. That's what I'm going to do here on YouTube, too. John, hang in there, and thank you for following me, and please subscribe, because next, hopefully, the further streams in the future, I'll be doing builds and techniques to show you on YouTube Live. That's what I want to start doing. I've just been struggling getting ready for this next convention, so... Oh, there's the timer. There you go. All right, guys. I need to get rich soon. Oh my God, right, Jojo? We all do. Guys, again, it's been great, everybody. Please, again, thanks. Thank you so much for hanging out today. This has been an excellent stream today. So many wonderful people came in, had so many great questions, and the conversations are flowing. Great when people ask me questions. I love it. So, everybody, again, I'll catch you guys next Sunday at 9 a.m. Thank you so much, everybody. And again, if you have not, for people who join us later, if you haven't joined the Foam Fanatics, it's a Facebook group. I start for all you people who are not on Facebook, but if you're people who are on Facebook group called the Evil Ted Foam Fanatics. It's a great community of set up for fellow makers who are new to cosplay. If you're a veteran or a newbie or a seasoned professional, doesn't really matter who you guys are. You join the group, everybody shares tips and techniques, and they show pictures and share ideas, and even better. But when you join, I have 2 questions you have to answer before you join. So as soon as you answer the 2 questions, we let you in. And we have those questions in place to keep the trolls and the bots out. So please hang out. Becky said it's not creepy, and it's not. It's a great safe space, and it's very friendly there. I have these wonderful mods. So it's great. Everybody, again, thank you so much. This was so fun. What a great way to start Sunday. Yep, Guy John with them. Stay safe, everybody, and I'll see you next Sunday at 9 a.m.